It was just a few years ago that I showed you a project I thought was quite remarkable, and it all started with a simple little banana plant like this, just a little sucker going into some pretty ordinary sandy soil. I put a controlled release fertiliser around the outside, and that was the basis for stimulating all the growth, and the results have been, well, quite remarkable. Cavendish bananas are the best in my mind, without doubt, when it comes to producing high quality, bountiful crops. And most of us have the ability to grow them, as they'll grow as far south as Tassie and all the way to the top end. The key for me in a cooler climate is getting the best results, and that's rapid growth and development of the structure of the plant. The revelation came when feeding these starter plants with just a small amount of Troforte M. Now, typically in a cooler climate like mine, a banana like this will take about 28 months to produce a big bunch of fruit. But my trial banana produced a huge bunch in just 18 months. And I reckon a lot of it's got to do with the productivity of the soil. And that's definitely been boosted by the 26 beneficial microbes that are freeze-dried and encapsulated around a prill that's full of over 60 different macro and micronutrients. But today, Troforte M comes in different formulations. And the one I'm going to show you is really important if your garden's what I would term an intensive horticulture garden. That's plants like veggies, herbs and flowers. These types of gardens use a lot of energy. And at the end of summer, as the spent plants run out of steam, you might think about planting a new crop. But unless you do some work on the soil, replacing the nutrients that were taken out of the soil by the plant, you're going to end up with a very lethargic next crop. Now, the thing is, these tomatoes used a huge amount of energy in producing their crop. Now, that energy was supplied by way of mineral nutrients that are in the soil. And the thing with minerals is, once they're used, well, they don't just come back. They don't grow in the soil. They have to be replaced. And if you replace them, well, the next crop that goes in, well, it's going to have all the energy and nutrient that it needs to perform beautifully. By cultivating the soil, you allow air into the sand and soil, and this is vitally important for microbial life. These are beneficial bacteria and fungi that convert any insoluble minerals in the soil into nutrient. But if you boost the soil with a specialised blend of beneficial microbes and complex minerals, well, the soil will absolutely come to life. That's why I use this fertiliser. It's called Rejuvenator, and it's designed to lift tired old garden soil, or maybe poor sandy soil, to a standard that stimulates great growth and performance for your next crop. For best results, spread about 60 grams per square metre and then recultivate the soil before wetting it down. In just a few days, this soil will come to life with worms and be ready for planting. When it comes to the plants, don't go putting the same crop into the soil, so no tomatoes in this spot for at least 2 years. And this will allow any bad soil-borne diseases to die out or be controlled by all these beneficial microbes that I've put into the soil. The combination of Troforte M Rejuvenator and cultivating into the soil will change your soil dramatically, and it'll mean that the next crop you get is sensational.